Here again with another Shameless Season 9 episode review video. Before I get into that though, pretty important, if you are caught up to the point where I am and rewatching or watching Shameless, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention, as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you found out that you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And for all of you out there that are wondering, I have seen Shameless at least one time all the way through, and there are some episodes that I've seen more than once. And for the most part, Shameless is a really good show. I know there's a dip in quality, and I feel like that dip in quality is happening right now. And I do know that the last two seasons of Shameless, season 10 and season 11, I did not care for at all. Maybe my opinion will change, but I wanted to cover the show because the show, for at least the first 7 seasons, or first 8 seasons, is really, really good. It's an awesome show with a couple seasons that are very mediocre and not so good. So with all that said, this will be Shameless Season 9, Episode 4. The title of this episode is called Do Right, Vote White. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. So Liam doesn't want to go to school, and he tells Lip he wants to be homeschooled. Ian's having trouble sleeping. It's too quiet in here, he says. He apparently misses the jail that he was in. Alex is going to make Debbie breakfast, and it's waffles, and Debbie loves the waffles. Ian asks Carl how is he supposed to kill the enemy if he can't even kill a couple old dogs. Kev puts a big sign up at the alibi, Vagina Safe Zone, in addition to the sign that he had on the door. Frank asks Mo White if he's okay. He says the polls have them only at 6%, and Frank says he's doubled his support in 2 days. Debbie says the waffles Alex made are wonderful. Yes, we covered that. She asked Debbie to move in with her. That was awful quick. They've went on like one date. That's crazy. Liam gives his bodyguard his answers for the test that they've got. He actually just hands his paper to him. There's not a lot of secrecy behind that, like easy to spot that you're cheating. I can't remember Liam's bodyguard's name. I'll have to look it up for the next review that I do. Fiona arrives at Patsy's. She doesn't go there much anymore. It's like she's the manager of the place, but she's barely there ever. And takes a Mo White sign down from the inside window. And then Fiona puts a Ruiz sign up on the window. Fiona then also wants all the Weidman buttons taken off the waitresses because they've got Weidman buttons on their their uniforms. And Ian goes back to the Gay Jesus headquarters. I didn't think he would go back there because they were just too nuts and too crazy. Debbie tells Carl about Alex or Alexandra. Carl says she's a she. Or he's a she, and then Debbie says yes to the question of her being a lesbian. She's made that decision awfully quick. The kid that the congressman initially gave the recommendation to, from the one that whipped, shows up at the Gallagher house and breaks Carl's nose, and he wants to fight Carl for the spot to the academy. Beth Watson from the Southside Beat arrives at the alibi. She's the one that wrote the article of the alibi being like a rape zone or whatever it was. And then Zan's mom arrives at the shop and wants Zan back. They yell at each other, and she repeats she wants her back again. Mo White talks to some younger children, and Frank goes over and gets the children to go away because Mo is a pedophile. The Eagle is now number 1 on the rapey bar list. The owner comes to speak with Kev. He wants some pointers and will even pay Kev, so he's not number 1 on that list. Brad tells Lip to call DCFS about Zan. Ford meets Fiona at Patsy's. They leave together. Ford and Fiona have this thing through the episode where she's mad that he doesn't want to vote for Ruiz. And, politics, you should just... whether you're a couple or not, you shouldn't have to have the same opinions. Don't talk about it if you don't agree. I've had that issue with a couple girlfriends before where they don't like my political stance, but then when I ask them theirs, they really don't have a lot of information to back their claim up. So, know what you're talking about if you're going to vote or if you're going to be into politics and bring up politics on a regular basis. So Ian's on the run as some folks don't like gay Jesus. They're obviously not fond of homosexuals, and Ian is able to get away. Carl asks a guy, like a ex-vet, for some pointers to get his homicidal mojo back. Lip sees that Zan's mom is being a hooker. Carl tells the veteran about the kid that challenged him to the duel. Fiona is passing out Ruiz flyers, and Forum doesn't seem to like Ruiz. Again, why is Fiona all of a sudden getting really active in this, like, freaking political race? Like, she hadn't talked about politics at all, and now all of a sudden she's, like, joining a campaign for the most part, handing out flyers and shit. Lip tucks in Zan, and then Lip asks Zan if she wants to stay with him if her mom doesn't come back, and Zan says, yeah, that'd be good. Ian thinks he's pulled a hamstring running from the homophobes. And then Lip tells Ian about Zan's mom showing up today. Debbie talks about her sexual experiences with Alex. And it's like weirding Alex out. Frank goes to the Melkovich house. Terry Melkovich has gotten out. He asked Terry for some help and he'll pay. And Frank wants the runoff of the election to happen. Ford voted, and Fiona wants to know who Ford voted for, and Ford tells her not Mo White. Alex blows Debbie off for breakfast. Terry and his crew of Nazis, for the most part, or skinheads, are standing around the polling place, and people are scared to go vote. Geneva talks to Ian. Fiona goes to the alibi. V agrees Fiona's a hypocrite for wanting to vote for Ruiz due to him being a successful businessman, and she also says successful businessmen in Washington aren't working out so well. Obviously, this season was filmed years ago, and that's when Trump was president. In my opinion, that's BS. Trump 2024, there you have it. Lip sells the bike he put together. Lesbians arrive to fight off Terry and his men. Alex doesn't want to fall in love with another straight girl. Debbie tells Alex to please go. Since Carl doesn't shoot him, Ben is the guy that was originally supposed to get the letter of the recommendation, shoots himself in the knee area, as he doesn't even want to go to West Point either. Whoa, Carl does end up shooting him in the groin area because just a flesh wound wouldn't really do anything. They would patch him up and say, go on, go to West Point. And the guy is like really thankful that Carl did that. Fiona tells Ford she voted for Weidman. Debbie comes home very upset that she broke up with Alex. Mo White, turns out, won the election. He says he's not going to do anything, as that's what most congressmen do, or that's what congressmen do. Lip tells Zan's mom he'll give her $10,000 to relinquish her parental rights. And then Zan actually shows up while this is happening, and then Zan runs over to hug her mom. It's a very touching moment, and Lip wasn't expecting Zan to follow him out. And Zan's mom actually looks really happy to see her daughter. So actually, Lip leaves the envelope of money with them and just kind of walks away. Now, I can't remember what happens with that, if that's the last we see of Zan, or she comes back to talk to Lip or whatever. But a very touching moment. And then the Gallaghers watch Mo White get sworn in. Lip didn't know Mo had a family, and Frank says he doesn't. So Frank obviously did something to cause Mo White to win this election, and that's what ends this episode of Shameless. So this was better than I thought. I do believe this was the first episode of Shameless that I had ever watched, or I wasn't intending to watch it. My roommate at the time had it on, and I just kind of watched with him. So yeah, that's something about this episode. So I'm going to give this episode an 8.0 out of 10, and my characters of the episode are going to be Lip, and I'm going to give my female character to Debbie. I just didn't like Fiona. V was okay in the episode, and then the rest of the female characters don't really do much at all. So you've heard everything that I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you happen to be a fan of Shameless, which I hope you are if you're watching this video, and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please consider Hulk smashing the like button. And do know that I cover a lot of stuff on this channel. I created this channel because I wanted to talk about the things that I want to talk about. So I have a playlist of a plethora of things that I talk about on this channel. So if there's anything else that you're interested in, check out those playlists. And again, that you would just go to my channel and go to the playlist tab on there next to community. Share the video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of Shameless. What would you score the episode? Who would you choose as your male, your female character of the episode? Or if you just want to do one, that's completely all right. Click right here for my Shameless series finale rant video, assuming that you've seen every single episode of Shameless. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV.